Hi and welcome to this CABA webinar on career adaptability. My name is Meg Burton and I'm a CABA trainer and an experienced executive career coach, and I'm going to be taking you through this webinar today. This webinar is a brief introduction to career adaptability to introduce you to the term and help you understand the research that has led to the information we've used at CABA to develop a suite of courses to support you, as well as provide self-assessment career adaptability tool to support our members' professional and personal career development. The concept of career adaptability is defined by Jenny Bimrose from the University of Warwick, from research done with Mark Savickas and a team of people including Alan Brown at the University of Birmingham, and involved an international research group in over 20 countries, and was first published in the Journal of Vocational Behaviour. They defined career adaptability as the capability of an individual to make a series of successful transitions, where the labour market, organisation of work and underlying occupational and organisational knowledge bases may be subject to considerable change. So fundamentally this means the ability to adapt and change to different landscapes and different working environments. Dr. Hilary Lindsay, chairperson of ICAEW and trustee at CABA, was interested in this area of learning and carried out some research in 2011, together with academics from the University of Warwick, where she explored the professional learning of ICAEW members. As part of this research, Hilary discovered that many members agreed that professional competence alone is no longer enough to have a successful career. It was evident from the research that future careers are more likely to be fragmented, last longer, and to include career breaks such as periods of unemployment, and may well include moving towards a portfolio career. This is where an individual has more than one job role to make up a full-time equivalent role. Following this research, Lindsay concluded that accountants need the ability to respond to all these possible challenges. As well as reflecting on their learning relating to professional competence, Lindsay highlighted that learning relating to work-life balance and issues such as motivation and confidence and the need to shape our careers were all vital to career success and ultimately career adaptability. Lindsay chose the phrase career adaptability to encompass these extra facets of learning. She described career adaptability as having the skills and abilities we need so we can best respond to your environment, as well as their attributes to move forward as we continue to shape our career and our future. Lindsay summarised her findings in this triangle model, which she called the professional learning iceberg, which shows the development of the complete professional for a chartered accountant. She highlights here the differences from the informed professional through to the competent professional, and how the career adaptability attributes help to develop the complete professional. From her research, Lindsay identified 5 attributes that made up career adaptability. These were influencing, exploring, experimenting, positive attitude, and self-belief. She explained that each of us will have our own profile across these attributes. There will be some areas where we already feel comfortable. What we need to do is ensure that we are good enough at each of these elements to enable us to have the careers and futures that we want. Lindsay defines adaptability as an effective change in response to an altered situation. This definition presumes that to be adaptable, an individual must recognise the need to change based on some of the current or future perceived alteration in the environment, and be able to change his or her behaviour as appropriate. In the past few years, the world of work has continued to change enormously and at a rapid pace. Adaptability is the trait that carries us through these times. We have to be both willing, so be open, flexible and proactive to change, and be able, so have the skills and resources to help us adapt. Let's have a listen to Hilary talking through her model.
The concept of career adaptability emerged from research I recently carried out with ICAEW Chartered Accountants. In this short video, I'm going to explain how the idea developed and how it might be of benefit to you. In the future, we are all going to have more varied, more diverse careers, careers with more transitions. And we are also going to live for longer, which means we may need to or want to work for longer. And the world in which we are working is never going to stand still. So in that context, learning becomes even more important for us. And that is why I've carried out this research, to find out what continuing professional development, CPD, and lifelong learning might look like in the future. My research identified 3 dimensions to learning, and so I started my model with a triangle. The cognitive dimension relates to our knowledge, skills, and understanding. The interpersonal dimension is about learning from and with other people. And the intrapersonal dimension refers to how each of us assimilates and reflects on our learning. I found accountants took part in a wide range of learning activities covering all 3 dimensions, but it was the learning relating to the cognitive dimension, for example, attending courses or reading technical updates, which they readily described as CPD. They only occasionally described less formal learning activities relating to learning at work as CPD. That learning was less visible, and indeed you could describe it as being underwater. And so I turned my triangle into an iceberg by adding a waterline. The learning activities both above and below the waterline all relate to professional competence. It is obvious that one part of lifelong learning relates to professional competence. But I also found a second element of lifelong learning. The accountants I interviewed talked to me about issues like work-life balance. They talked to me about motivation and confidence. They talked to me about the need to shape their careers and to adapt as circumstances changed. And so I needed to add that second dimension to the model. This element of learning was deeper and more personal, and so was at the bottom of the triangle. It involved the ability to move forward and shape your future. I called this element career adaptability and added it to the model. Together, the 2 aspects of learning, learning relating to professional competence and learning relating to career adaptability, make up the professional learning iceberg. While learning relating to professional competence will result in the competent professional, adding the second element of learning relating to career adaptability will lead to the complete professional. A competent professional who is being adaptable in order to have the future they want. So, what makes up career adaptability? There are 5 ingredients. First, you need self-belief. You need to have confidence in yourself and in what you can do. Next, you need a positive attitude. You need to be optimistic about the future. Then you need to be prepared to experiment. If you want to move forward, you have to try out new ideas. The 4th ingredient is exploring. You need to find out what is happening out there in order to see whether it might be relevant for you. And finally, you need to engage. You need to interact with other people and with the environment so you can influence your future. Each of you will have your own mix of these 5 ingredients. There may well be some where you feel extremely comfortable, but others that you feel you could develop some more. If, in addition to professional competence, you make sure that you have enough of all 5 of the ingredients of career adaptability, this will help you have the future and career that you want.
Building on both Hillary's research and working with the University of Warwick, CABA have developed a career adaptability tool to measure your level of adaptability. we have developed a series of short webinars to support you in developing your career adaptability in practice and enable you to manage your career transitions as you move through your career and increase your ability to be ready, respond flexibly to the changes you face in your employment journey and have the resources there to support you. The University of Warwick research identified 4 key areas of career adaptability. These 4 key areas include focusing on your concern for the future, encouraging you to take control of your career, being alert to different and emerging opportunities, and developing confidence in your ability. So we have created a short webinar to focus on each one of these, which you can find on the results pages when you have completed the Career Adaptability tool. Thank you for listening to this short introduction to career adaptability, and we hope you enjoy the rest of our webinars. There are more resources and information about career adaptability available on our website. And if you are interested in learning more about the theory or research, you can find out more via Hilary Lindsay's website called patternsoflearning.org.uk or the Journal of Vocational Behaviour from 2014. Thank you for listening to this introduction webinar. We hope you enjoy the series and find them useful.